XRP project review. XRP can't just stay out of the spotlight. Prices have been flirting with the $3 mark. ETF rumors have been heating up, and Ripple's stablecoin known as RLUSD is making serious waves in the new markets. Beneath the hype is a payments-first blockchain that is designed with one simple mission: move value fast, but without the drama. Welcome back to another episode of JRNY TV. My name is Nick, and this is where we cut through the noise and focus on what really matters in the markets. Today we are breaking down XRP. Heard of it? Well, we're going to get into what it is, how the token actually works, the vision behind the XRP ledger, and why ETF chatter, Swift alternatives, and stablecoin traction have the community so bullish right now. Here's the quick snapshot. XRP is the native currency on the XRP ledger, known as XRPL. It's a blockchain launched in 2012 and optimized for speed and efficiency. The transactions clear in just 3 to 5 seconds with fees that are a fraction of a cent. A fraction of a cent. XRPL supports tokenization, a native DEX, and asset transfers, while Ripple builds enterprise-grade payment products that tie directly into the ledger. Let's dive deeper into what makes this token tick before you think about buying. What the XRP token is and what is its utility. At its core, XRP is the native token of XRPL. But what makes it stand apart is Ripple. Unlike most crypto projects in this space today, XRP is now tied to a company that's building real-world payment infrastructure. Ripple's on-demand liquidity, known as the ODL product, relies on XRP to source liquidity instantly, cutting costs for banks, fintechs, and remittance firms that need to move money across borders. That enterprise connection, it gives XRP a use case that most coins can only dream of: global finance adoption. On a practical level, XRP is designed for fast, cheap settlement. Transactions are nearly instant, fees are negligible, and the liquidity can be tapped on demand without requiring banks to hold costly pre-funded accounts. Instead of locking up capital, XRP acts as a bridge between currencies, reducing the friction in international payments. It's this role, plugging directly into financial infrastructure, that turns Ripple's partnerships into a bullish case for XRP. Outside of Ripple's products though, XRP also has protocol level utility. It is required for transaction fees, burned in small amounts to prevent spam, used as the base pair on XRPL's decentralized exchange, and supports tokenized asset transfers. That dual function, as both a decentralized ledger token and a bridge asset for Ripple's enterprise tools, is exactly why many see XRP as uniquely positioned to straddle both crypto native and institutional finance. The goals of XRP and the XRPL roadmap. While Bitcoin brands itself as digital gold, and Ethereum tends to push itself to be the world's decentralized computer, XRP's mission has always been simple: global payments infrastructure. Ripple has constantly pitched XRP as a faster, cheaper, greener alternative to Swift, with settlement measured in seconds, not days. And that laser focus on payments is exactly what makes XRP a standout in the crypto space today. On the institutional front, Ripple is expanding ODL corridors across the globe, opening new routes for cross-border money flows. Products like Ripple Liquidity Hub bring enterprises easier access to digital assets, with XRP integrated as a key option. These moves aim to embed XRP directly into the financial operations, not just trading platforms. Meanwhile, XRPL developers are broadening the ecosystem. The ledger already has a native DEX and supports tokenization, but new features like automated market makers, known as AMS, hooks-based smart contracts, and interoperability solutions are now being tested. Ripple is now moving into stablecoins as well as CBDCs, with RLUSD already live on both XRPL as well as Ethereum. Central banks are already running pilot programs as well with Ripple's tech. The roadmap is clear: position XRP as the bridge asset, as the heart of tomorrow's financial ecosystem. Why XRP is bullish: ETF buzz, Ripple's reach, and global momentum. XRP's bullish case is now powered by both speculation and the fundamentals. On the speculation side, ETF momentum has gone parabolic, with a few issuers like Grayscale, Bitwise, 21 Shares, Wisdom Tree, just to name a few. They're all adjusting their filings because analysts are now pegging approval odds as high as 90 to 95%. Polymarket has been tracking those odds above 90%, and Bloomberg analysts are also backing it as well. That narrative alone fuels the retail excitement and institutional interest. The numbers here could be staggering. Analysts are projecting $5 billion in inflows in just the first month of a spot ETF launch, with long-term flows potentially much higher as brokerages onboard mainstream investors. For XRP, that is much more than just liquidity. It is legitimacy. A token that was once fighting the regulatory battles could now become a regulated, widely accessible investment product on Wall Street. But ETFs are just one piece of the puzzle. Ripple's real-world adoption is expanding fast. RLUSD is gaining traction, new Swift alternative payment trials are now underway, and the partnerships in Asia, Latin America, and Europe keep multiplying. If you add in on-chain strength, XRP consolidating in the $2.80 range with breakout targets toward $3.50 toward a $5 range, and you've got yourself the technicals and fundamentals that are aligning in a way that XRP has not seen in years. Recent bullish developments. Driving XRP beyond ETFs, Ripple is actively targeting Swift's dominance. Trials with banks and payment providers are positioning XRP as a faster, cheaper rail for international settlements. A narrative with massive implications if adoption sticks. This isn't theory. It's happening in real pilots right now. RLUSD, Ripple's stablecoin, adds another layer. By pairing XRP with a compliant dollar-pegged stablecoin, Ripple strengthens XRPL's ecosystem for payments, DeFi, and tokenized markets. RLUSD is already live on XRPL and Ethereum, giving both institutions and retail a stable settlement asset to pair with XRP. At the same time, Ripple's global expansion is accelerating. New corridors are being opened in Southeast Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East, bringing more demand for XRP liquidity. And the community here is paying attention. Whale activity, settlement data, and social metrics all point to growing conviction that XRP is gearing up for a major move. XRP's next chapter. XRP has survived legal battles, skepticism, and cycles of hype like no other project. And it's still here, stronger than ever. With ETF approvals on the horizon, Ripple expanding ODL corridors, and RLUSD adding liquidity, XRP has transformed itself from a speculative altcoin into a serious contender for the backbone of global payments. The XRP token sits at the heart of this story. It fuels transactions, it bridges currencies, and it ties directly to Ripple's strategy of modernizing cross-border settlement. That dual role, crypto-native asset and institutional utility, makes XRP one of the most unique plays in the market. Looking ahead though, XRP's future is now being shaped by some of the biggest financial narratives of this cycle. Swift disruption, ETF legitimacy, and real-world adoption. If even half of these catalysts play out, XRP could be one of the defining tokens of the next bull run. Thanks again for watching JRNY TV. Stay early, stay informed, and always remember that the future belongs to those who start preparing for it today. My name is Nick, and we will catch you in the next one.